Hi, I'm Omer YURTSEVEN from Panathinaikos Athens. Welcome to the Final Four. Of course. I mean, it was my first Final Four, obviously, and it was a huge deal in Turkey because it has been a while since a team made it to the Final Four. And it was amazing, the atmosphere. I remember the fans were crazy. Everybody was, geared up for just, to win everything. Things didn't turn out the way we wanted back then, but now I remember like everything just being on par with everybody being on the same page, the atmosphere, the chemistry within the team. I remember all that, and it was a special team back then, and it was good memories. It is special. Life comes in circles, but at the same time, my biggest belief is that the way you show respect to someone else, to another team in your own profession, is doing the best you can. If you don't go all out, better maybe 110% towards them, that's not showing them respect. If you go half, that's not showing them respect. So I think, that comes, like I said, with that. And that's the approach that I have. Yeah, a lot of bumps, especially for me. A few other guys had some big injuries too, but I had, obviously the third biggest one. And, it was a rough season. Started off good, got in a great pace. And once Matthias got injured, it was a bigger role. I stepped up, I started playing good. And then that's when it was the worst time that it could have happened. But it happened, and, recovered from it. And now it's the get back. So like you said, it's been rough, but guys have held it down. When some guy was out, I held it down. When I was out, other guys held it down. So I think that's what it means to be a team and just do it together. Yeah, I mean, these are my brothers, so we have that chemistry. So you can trust, you can joke, you can trust, you can go to fight, you can go to war. It's just, I think it encapsulates everything when we say we're brothers. And yeah, if one of us is down, the others step up. One of us has a bad game, next game he steps it up. There are different X factors every game. You can look at it that way too. But like I said, if one of us is down, the others are gonna make sure to pick it up. Absolutely, I think what you want to do is control the pace of the game and where you dictate the terms. And I think our guards do an amazing job of that, whether it be Jarian, whether it be Kostas. And overall, I think the best part about it is the variety that they have, of course, helps them, but it also keeps us focused, knowing their personnel tendencies. This is 2 games. This is not another 5-game series. It's just 2 games and it's done. So the attention, the discipline, everything has to be all in, and I think everybody realizes that, and those know your personnel details are crucial when it comes to those 4 different bigs, for me especially, but also knowing guards, their tendencies. Does Baldwin want to attack or shoot? You have to know that. Does Nigel want to shoot, attack? You got to know that. So those kind of details and tendencies you got to work on, and that comes from watching tape. And those things I think help you out a lot. I mean, it's not just the 4 bigs. You gotta guard the pick and roll. You gotta be maybe in a mismatch in transition. So you gotta know the whole roster. Absolutely. I think the first 3 games people were going all out, and then the 4th game you could see the games wearing off on some people, and it's just the competitive nature of this. Everybody wants to win. Everybody work really hard to get to this point. But these 2 are gonna be, if regular season is one level, playoffs another, then Final Four is just is on its own. Absolutely, I think it is motivation, but at the same time, I don't think you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. I kind of saw it through a screen, how the celebrations were last year, but hearing from the players is another experience, because a few said chaos. I'm like, sounds, you know, doesn't sound great when you say chaos, but it's a beautiful chaos. Once you win and you want to get back, and the ride from the arena, from the airport back to the Oaxaca, it's just insane. And you know, like I said, those are things that motivate you for sure. But I think to be grounded and be where you are is also maybe 100% at the same importance. I think it's everything. I don't think we talk specifically about, all right, last year we did this, now it's more so like, these are the you know, things, and let's keep it simple. You gotta simplify the game as much as possible, and I think, you know, we have a lot of veterans that do a great job at that, so I think that's been the biggest point, to just simplify and just keep things that you have to focus on to a minimum and make the most of those. I don't think there has been a specific thing that sticks out when it comes to, all right, take this from last year and apply it to this year, because every roster, our roster now is different as well, as much as we have a lot of the guys in the same core.